Oh my God. Without a crystal ball makes my blood boil. But then I hopped onto my Facebook and I saw these really cute pictures of my baby a few years ago. More than a few years ago now, I guess. When we had this little apartment in DC while my husband was learning Spanish, and he used to look out the window and wait for his sister to walk across the street from kindergarten. So sweet. I've had so many wonderful experiences and good memories, and I am so blessed. Love all you guys. Okay, you guys know I couldn't keep quiet about this one. Without a Crystal Ball is attempting to go after Moroni Jessup. I've spoken about Moroni several times before on my channel. He's a former member of the AUB who has participated in documentaries, and his family was actually considered for the Sisterwives show before the Browns. He has a really cool TikTok page where he makes super short videos about his life in polygamy, the AUB, and his interests in general. You can see videos about his travels throughout the United States and his family. But of course, I have always been really interested in what he has to say about the AUB and polygamy, as well as Sisterwives.
So a lot of people have asked me questions about whether I'm still living polygamy or how many wives I have. The simple answer is no, I am no longer a polygamist. Were Cody and Christine celebrities in our church before Sisterwives? Christine was. Everybody knew who Christine was. Before she got married, she was bubbly, friendly, funny. She was on the youth council, and it was part of her job to plan activities for the young adults.
Moroni also is the administrator of a Facebook page about Sisterwives. He's been doing this for a long time, long before Sisterwives became really popular in the last season, with Christine leaving the family. Even though I talk about Moroni on my channel, and I like to emphasize videos in which he calls us in the media out for saying things he thinks are untrue about the AUB, Moroni has never specifically called out and said the words "without a crystal ball."
Good morning. Sorry, I've been away from TikTok for a while. I spent the last week visiting with an old friend of mine from Belgium. I've known this guy since we were teenagers, and we had a lot of fun. Plus, I've experienced a lot of frustration when it comes to the online Sisterwives world. There's one particular creator, and I'm not even going to lower myself to mention their name.
He's only generalized by saying some of these tabloid gossip sites, they have it all wrong. Now, Moroni left the AUB. He has heavily criticized them. He's also criticized Cody heavily.
An open letter to Cody Brown of Sisterwives. Dear Cody, I have never been a fan of your show, but I have kept up with it because A, I am also a Mormon fundamentalist, and B, I admin a pretty large Facebook page devoted to the TV show, and I have for years. This is to inform you, in light of today's news about Mary, that I am going to stop defending you. I've spent years defending you, and I am grateful that your family was instrumental in challenging the unconstitutional Utah anti-polygamy laws, but it has been obvious that you haven't wanted to live this way for a while. And I know that our religion doesn't really allow men to leave their wives, but it appears that you have resorted to gaslighting, abusive behavior, and generally just pushing your wives away from you. You say that you crave respect. Well, I have none for you.
About his treatment of his wives. I'm sure Moroni is not a perfect person. Neither am I. Neither is anyone I know. There are many criticisms people could lobby at him, and yet here he is, speaking out publicly, like many other people who've bravely left the AUB. But as far as I can tell, Moroni isn't sucking up to Without a Crystal Ball, and we know she doesn't like that very much. So this is what her latest post had to say. Moroni Jessup, you are a polygamist that participates in a cult that traffics and sexually abuses women. And this is where I need to say he's no longer part of the AUB, so I'm not sure if she's saying he's part of a different cult now. It seems like every single possible religious connection a person has to be a cult when it comes to Without a Crystal Ball. Without a Crystal Ball goes on to say, you believe that women are not equal. You believe the white race is superior.
Let's talk about the AUB for a moment. The AUB is the polygamous church that the Brown family belongs to. Now, this particular person is making a comment that the AUB is not militant, but I do want to point out that as a group, they are not militant, but they do have individuals who belong to that group who are militant. Somebody else also commented that on a different comment. And let's talk about racism. Racism is a topic that's very important to me because I am myself Mexican. Even though I'm a Jessup, I'm still Mexican. And the AUB, along with all other polygamous churches, has complicated issues with race.
The AUB believes in blood atonement and that a woman can be atoned for adultery, but a man can have 10 concubines and become a god. Emily Lee is not lying, and there is no misinformation. I hope one day you find yourself in prison, but that's just my opinion. I don't care about propaganda from alleged human traffickers. My opinion. In my humble opinion, a part of what's going on here is that Without a Crystal Ball knows that people like Moroni don't have the financial ability to come after her legally for statements such as this. She's already been sued so many times by the wealthy people she's gone after in the past. She's decided it would be much easier to go after those who don't make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year like her. And then she posts a picture of the Sisterwives Facebook group in which Moroni posted a comment where he said, you can ask a plague. There's so much information floating around about the Brown family at the AUB. Here's your chance to ask a Mormon fundamentalist about beliefs, doctrines, customs, anything at all. I or other Mormon fundamentalists on here will try to answer them as best as we can. And there were 85 comments following that, but Without a Crystal Ball still writes, no one cares about your propaganda. So this information is all from her Facebook, and it will be quite interesting to see if she ever makes a video about it. One thing Without a Crystal Ball has been very careful about lately is not making videos in which she shares any links to any kind of like a TikTok page of Moroni Jessup where people might actually go and get a different opinion, or she might be giving someone else any clicks and likes. She's very careful about things like this since what happened to her with Tough Topic. So here we have yet again Without a Crystal Ball attacking someone who actually was a part of this community and has left it. I'm sure there are many beliefs that still reside in Moroni's family that we all have questions about and may disagree with, but here's what I really need to say. For those of you who aren't aware, I live in Malaysia. This is a Muslim country, and I work with an advocacy team who helps women get out of marriages which are oftentimes polygamous. This is actual boots on the ground work with real people, not making videos over the internet. Of course, these situations are completely different from anything that someone in the United States or likely the AUB has gone through. It's just a different community. But one of the number one facets of doing this kind of work is to show and feel actual respect towards these people and their religion. My role in helping these women is not to tell them that everything they've ever believed or been taught is total shit. That's not how you work with and treat a quote-unquote victim in a patriarchal community. This is their family, their life. And long after I help them and leave, they're still going to have to live here. Here are some of the major tenets we live by within this advocacy group. Number 1, always show utter respect for the person you're working with, even if you don't agree with everything they say or believe in. Even when a woman in this community wants to leave her husband for whatever specific reason, it's not my place or my goal to try to change her mind about what she believes or why she wants to do what she wants to do. Many of these women will go right back into a relationship that I may consider not a good relationship for me, but it's not about me. It's about meeting these people where they are, not expecting them to make a 180-degree turn and emulate the life I've lived as a stupid American with all the freedom in the world back in the United States. That's not their life. And I think this can be applied in certain ways to members of the AUB Katie Joy is trying to rile up. Number 2, never push a victim to do something they aren't ready to do. Once again, this is their life, a life that they're going to have to live long after I'm gone and I've moved on to my next project. And then number 3, offer whatever help you can for as long as you can. We don't just make a video and then walk away from a human being. We give them honesty about what support we can provide. We can't fix everything, but here's what we can do. And then I would also add number 4 would be link people up with other survivors and resources within their own community, because ultimately this is all about their choices. They need to be introduced to situations in which they can best, quote unquote, save themselves. Otherwise, we're just assholes here with some white savior complex trying to change a community just because it doesn't fit in with what we were taught to believe. The world and life is not black and white, Katie Joy. Yes, there are horrible things that you've talked about and many, many, many other podcasts and channels have talked about as well. In my opinion, Without a Crystal Ball acts like none of us are aware of any of these issues, when there are many people from these communities who are coming forward on the daily, on YouTube, in the media, on podcasts, and letting us know what's going on. Even fans of Sisterwives. I believe that most fans of Sisterwives are heavily aware that there are major issues within their religious background. We get it. But there's no denying that the Browns did a huge service to anyone who wants to be acknowledged for whatever they faced within the AUB by coming forward and publicizing the lifestyle. That's my opinion. Now people know what the lifestyle is. And one of the big reasons why there's even any interest in people like Emily Lee and Moroni Jessup is because of Sisterwives. I've spoken about this before, but do you know who I think should be most credited with getting the Sisterwives show going? It's Christine Brown. Because information and sources that I've looked into say that Christine was involved, heavily involved, with many advocacy groups that were part of the AUB who wanted to come forward about their lifestyle and make it public. This was something she always wanted, more so than the other wives, and I believe even Cody. She wanted to go public for her children and for herself so that she could say, this is my life, this is my family, and I'm proud of it. She brought her story forward to make a difference. And I believe it's made a hugely positive difference in many ways. We're not idiots. We don't watch the show going, wow, what an amazing family. Everyone should live this way. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this patriarchal setup. We get that there are going to be severe problems that arise from certain doctrines that the Browns were at one time following. We get it. I love hearing from people from the AUB. Moroni Jessup is one of them. But here we go again. In my opinion, Without a Crystal Ball will drag and put down anyone as long as they're not appearing on her show and getting her clicks and views. Please give your clicks and views directly to people like Moroni Jessup, the team at Mormon Stories Podcast, the YouTube page Cults to Consciousness, and I'll list several others below, which have been recommended by people who watch my channel. I really enjoy Moroni Jessup's TikTok page. Please check it out, but there are so many more on his TikTok. Thank you so much for all of the positive support about me speaking out. Thanks for being a part of my channel, and I hope to see you again when I head down the next rabbit hole.